Have you ever thought about moving to Florida, but really you just weren't sure what it was going to be like? In this video, we're going to talk about our experience moving here, the good, the bad, and just some things you need to consider. So stay tuned and we'll get into it right now.
The first one is auto insurance. Now, when you hear about Florida and insurance, you're always hearing about like property insurance. And so we were, thank goodness, warned by our insurance agent out of state where we moved before we moved down here that we were moving from one of the least expensive states for insurance to one of the most expensive states. So we were prepared for that. However, to be honest, we were like not even so prepared. It's way different. What we spent in Ohio, where we had lived before, for four drivers and 4 cars, is a month. And now what we paid a quarter up in Ohio, and we have less cars and less drivers. So it was a big sticker shock, and just be prepared for that. Also how they do it in terms of like accidents and who's at fault. It's just crazy. So it was a big shock to us, and that was not a pleasant thing to learn.
Yeah. So what we've learned is it's a no fault state. So we had a son who was parked at a gas station and someone backed into his vehicle, and we were told that we were supposed to report that to our insurance. The person actually hit and run. And we were told we were just supposed to report it to our insurance, and we were told by our agent that your rates are going to go up if you do this. And it was confusing for us because it wasn't our fault. We had nothing to do with it. Why should our rates go up for something that we weren't to blame for? So
when he was inside buying,
yes, he was inside. He wasn't even in the car when it happened, and so that was a kind of a shock to us. I'm still a little unsure of how that works because it just doesn't seem right.
So that was probably the biggest bummer, and really the only thing that was been like super annoying, but that was one. The second thing to talk about is hurricane season. We were prepared for that. My grandparents had lived here for 25 years and over Charlie, so we remember that happening in a very real way because they were like obviously in the middle of that. I think also that Venice, Sarasota County and Venice in particular, which is where we live, they do a very good job of like prepping you and what you need to do and what you should have available. I think that for me, the one thing that I didn't think about as much, I knew gas could run out and would run out. I told my neighbor after Milton, Helene, that I was thinking about
evacuating for Milton.
For Milton, yes. Yeah. And she said, well, if you're going to do that, because I said, we'll leave like the next day or the next day. She's like, you need to get gas now. Yeah.
And so we left and went and got gas. And I think that the gas stations on the island here were out. We had to drive up to Nokomis to get gas. And somebody up there was filling up and said that they had driven from Inglewood up, and that was the first gas station they crossed that actually had gas still. And this was several days before the hurricane was scheduled to hit. So we got gas in our vehicles, but one problem we did have is we didn't have enough gas in gas cans. So it basically would have rendered any generator that I wanted to use useless after the storm, because I had one gas can full, 5 gallons. It would not have lasted very long. Definitely wouldn't have lasted the 6 days we were out of power.
Yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah.
And the other thing, speaking of that, is when we did come back, a lot of the places didn't have electricity. So like we had no food because we didn't have power. So we were living on peanut butter and bread, which isn't fabulous. And yeah,
I was tired of peanut butter sandwiches after a week of that, but...
And then the restaurants were like, we'll just go out to eat. Well, they weren't open because they didn't have power or whatever. There was one we saw open because they looked in their dining room and they actually had flashlights on to light up for the people who were there. And we're like, how are they cooking and keeping that food good? There's like no power. And we were like, we're not going to go because nothing else in that whole area was open. And then when the grocery stores were open, they would close a little earlier, and we're pulling into a Publix at 7:01, and this other guy was pulling in as I was, and we both thought it was open until 9 like normal, but they had lower hours or they were closing early. So that was just something that we didn't think about. But yeah, we didn't want to see peanut butter and bread for quite a while after that.
No.
And the other thing with the hurricane that we would just warn you about is the traffic lights. Of course, they're trying to get those all up and running, but they weren't right away, obviously, or not all of them were. And we had a son who had just turned 18 and he was driving to work, and a lot of the lights on 41 were not working. And we realized that I think most people, it seemed like, do not understand how to handle it if a traffic light is
or
not
they
working.
knew and didn't care,
That's
and they were
true.
just gonna, one car goes and they're gonna go with it, and they didn't treat it like a 4-way stop or anything like that. And so it was just a little dangerous. We felt, as parents, it was kind of concerning having teenagers on the road and dealing with intersections with no lights, busy intersections with no lights, especially at nighttime.
Yeah. We do want to tell you more about the hurricane season and hurricane prep for those of you who are coming from an area that does not have hurricanes, but it's a lot of content, or at least we don't want to make this video too long. So we are saving that for another video. So stay tuned.
Well, one more thing I want to put on, say about hurricanes is, one nice thing is you have a lot of time to prepare.
It's not like a tornado.
Yeah. Coming from Ohio, we would get tornado warnings, and it would be, in the same county, and you have, you better take shelter 10 minutes or so, and it could be at your house. And here with hurricanes, at least you have, at least 3 or 4 days, if not longer. It's coming. You don't know exactly where it's going to hit, but you can at least prepare in anticipation for a more direct hit. So that is one nice thing.
Yep. And the next thing, of course, we're going to have to talk a little bit about homeowners insurance. It is expensive. I don't know if we've gotten lucky or what. We chose to purchase flood insurance, even though we're not in a flood zone, because this girl here is wimpy and felt better having that. But I didn't think our policy itself was that terrible compared to what I hear other people have. One thing is, our house was built in 1968.
No, I think it was 59.
59? Okay. And so we were with a company when we first came here that covers, all of the things. And so we said we need to get coverage for our house. And she said that their company will not insure it because of the age of the house. So that was the one thing that we did have. We have Citizens for insurance. We did not need them at all during any of the hurricanes. So that was good. But we have been happy with them, and they're reasonably priced. So for us, that hasn't been a big deal, but I know I do have clients and friends here that are like not happy about what their insurance is.
Oh yeah, we've run into numerous people who just don't insure their homes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, it can be a problem, but
yeah. So again, just be prepared for that. The next thing is property taxes. This was a huge, huge blow to us. We bought a house from a couple who had lived here. I don't know if they were the first owners, but they had lived here since the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
And so they had the homestead, which what that means here is that it's owner occupied full time, and your your taxes can only go up 3% per year. But then since we had purchased this house to initially Airbnb, when that homestead paper came, we said, no, we were not homestead. We bought the house the end of September. That paper is due in March. We moved in the end of May. That jacked up our taxes to $6,000 a year. So it went from $1,300 to $6,000, which is obviously a huge, huge thing.
Yeah.
That was not a fun surprise. And that makes a big difference on someone's budget, of course. So, the taxes, property taxes can be higher, but I mean, it is what it is, because you're either choosing to move here or you have to move here, but just be prepared for that. Our agent, when we bought this house, did tell us that taxes were he said, figure 1% of what you buy it for. And that's really what it ended up being. So we weren't warned. We had just gotten spoiled for that first, year or so of them being cheap. It was kind of like sticker shock.
Yeah.
So
not fun.
No. We also wanted to give you a little bit of advice. If you're moving here by choice, which a lot of people do, just remember why you moved here. Yeah. So that's something that we had talked about when we were looking to move here. Was there's a lot of fun things to do here, and we just wanted to make sure that we didn't, not forget to do them.
Take it for granted that it's here, and just get absorbed in life and not enjoy what all this area has to offer, because there's so many things you can do, fun things, even just relaxing things like going to the beach. It's easy to get absorbed in your schedule and just not get out to the beach. And so that's one piece of advice we would have, is just to make sure you embrace all the great things about the area as much as you can.
Yeah, and I know sometimes he'll even say we haven't been to the beach for 2 or 3 weeks. We need to go out there, and we make sure that we do. And the second thing is for people who maybe didn't have a choice but had to move here for work, and maybe they don't even like the beach. There are so many other things to do here and areas to explore. I mean, it's easy to go to Key West. It's easy to go to activities at colleges. There's lots of history things here. You're 2 hours from Orlando and things that are offered there. There's some small, cute towns that have different things. So just, Google ideas of what to do and make sure you do that too. So you're really, like Andy said, just taking in the area.
Yeah, if you're like a baseball fan, there's spring training games all up and down this coast all spring, or early spring, late winter. And so that's a nice thing. We've taken in 3 games now since we've been here. Kind of fun to do. Just see the different ballparks, see the different teams, and check out some spring training.
Yeah.
So, and we're not even huge baseball fans, but it was fun to do.
Yeah. And our son that likes it the most is not a big baseball fan either, but he really likes going to the games and seeing it. So yeah, that's a good one. We also wanted to point out some positive things. One is that everyone has been really friendly. And I was a little not sure about that last year. It was a lot of Facebook drama in these groups that we're in of you northern people move back, blah, 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 just really not friendly at all, to the point that some people were afraid to make comments. Other people were trying to stick up for people who moved in. And all those sites kind of went from really negative to flipping a switch. And I don't know if admins got in there and straightened that kind of thing up and just didn't put up with it anymore. But it's really easy to say whatever you want behind a Facebook screen. But meeting people here, whether they are here, a recent transplant or have been born and raised here multiple generations, I would say people have been very nice. Very nice for sure.
Absolutely.
The winter is wonderful, and it's actually, I think, nicer than we thought. We knew it'd be nice weather, but it's perfect weather. I don't know, almost like fall. I don't know. Would you say?
It's just, there's no humidity. The temperature's nice. It's very comfortable. You can leave your windows open at night, and there's nice breezes at night. During the day, it gets night. It's always sunny, but it doesn't get hot. Especially even March, the weather is really just comfortable, extremely comfortable outside.
Yeah. And I know because of that, there's a lot of activities that you can do here that you couldn't do in a colder place. They've got multiple parades. They have a cookie walk. They have, a boat parade, all kinds of neat things to do, especially in that Thanksgiving to
Christmas time,
just a lot of things like that. And I was like, I wonder what it's going to be like to see Christmas lights, if that's going to be weird. And it was not. They're just as beautiful as they are anywhere else. And the downtown looks really neat how they light that up. Again, downtown Venice, that's where we live on the island. That looks really neat. And so we really do like the winter time. And I remember leaving a wrestling match, which in the north you don't leave unless you absolutely have to, and it's going to be cold and maybe icy or snowy, and leaving one here, and I'm like, this is awesome. The kids could sit outside. It wasn't bad to go to your car. It was nice. That was a nice thing.
Back information here. Our kids wrestle.
Yes.
We're not going to WWE matches or anything like that.
No.
She was referring to high school wrestling. So
yeah. Yep. The schools are great. So the funny thing is, when people were finding out that we were moving here, I had 2 people in a school system in Ohio, where we're from, tell me that Florida schools were terrible. Academically, they were terrible. And I'm telling you, Sarasota County schools are amazing. We've been very, very happy. Not just surprised because they're good, but really, really happy with the schools and what they offer. We are going to do another video on the schools. We decided not to throw it in with this in case that was something that you were not interested in, but we did want to put that in there. So that'll be the next video for you to watch. And just in general, if you're looking to be in Sarasota County, I know we kind of touched on this earlier when we mentioned the airports, but it's convenient to so many things, from beaches to restaurants to shopping. Whatever you need is right there. And that has been really awesome. We've really liked that a lot. So if you like to be convenient to things and yet still, when you're involved in it, feel like you're in a smaller town, I think I would say all the towns in Sarasota would kind of fit that, give you that feel.
I mean, some of them are a little busier, but as a whole, yeah, it doesn't feel like a giant city. There's definitely a small town feel, and there's a lot to do. Especially if you like the outdoors. There's just so much, from walking and biking to fishing to beaches to, you name it. There's just a lot to boating. There's a lot to do here.
Yep.
So if you're considering moving here, I hope this was helpful. We just talked about things that we had to process and we went through, and we thought, well, that experience that we had maybe can help somebody that's trying to figure out if it's going to be okay for them as well. Trust me, it's great here. And if you have any questions about moving here, if you're looking to relocate and need help finding a place, check down in the description. Our contact information is down there, and we would love to work with you and show you around and hopefully find that dream home at the beach for you.
Yep.
See you next time.